Hey everyone, James Sweeney, and today I'm doing a special request from somebody at work who suggested this album, and I'm always amazed with his fantastic music taste. Today we're going to be looking at Bridge Over Troubled Water, the last LP before Simon and Garfunkel would go on to do solo stuff. And arguably, I feel it's their best album. One of the best albums, I think, of all time. They're known for their songwriting, Paul Simon is, and honestly, if you really look at some of the key songs that they do, you can see his brilliance as a songwriter throughout those songs. And it carries through with this album, which, you have so many good songs off this album. You have The Boxer, about poverty and loneliness, and there's, honestly, for me, I think there's a lot of notable lines off that song that really kind of resonates emotion. And I think it's one of the standout tracks off this album. And, you have Cecilia, a folk rock, pop rock blended thing with also good songwriting. It's a constant theme with the song. I could just sit there and name all the, great highlights. It's all just down to the production and the songwriting, which pretty much to me is on point with this album. If I want to go into depth with this album, I've heard it countless times, and I'm sure you have. And if you haven't, maybe give it a try. Also give some of the other stuff a try too. It's pretty amazing work. And Paul Simon, I really do agree that he is one of the best, but songwriters. I mean, there's so many out there, but he ranks with those, if that makes sense. So, overall, I mean, you have The Boxer, Cecilia, Bridge Over Troubled Water. There's so many key highlights off this album that every time that I listen, I'm always left with a beautiful feeling of just how I feel this album is like a great send-off to one of the greatest folk bands. There's also so many folk, like Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, classifying them with those artists because they're iconic as well with the harmonies. So overall, this album, it's just, there's so many key highlights that I personally enjoy, and it's definitely a classic. It's up there, one of the best classics. I'm feeling this album deserves a high 9. And what did you guys think about this? What was your favorite songs off this album? But most importantly, is this an artist you probably have never heard of before? If not, I suggest you give him a listen, because Paul Simon's songwriting is pretty superb. And with that, I do have a side note. I want to go ahead and admit something that I was wrong on a couple reviews I did back. And I think in the next couple weeks I would like to revisit those reviews I did and go into more depth with them, because I botched those. I'm still new to this channel. And the philosophy on this channel that I stress greatly is I respect artists, their creativeness. We do this fairly. And for me, I look at what they do creatively. If it's an artist I don't like, I still have to listen to them. And if they put out something good, yeah, I'm going to rate that a good score. So we got those coming up. With that, This has been Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and I want to thank you guys for watching. And make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.